Embodiments are visual groupware representations of people in a groupware system. Here we see two telepointer embodiments in a shared workspace application. These embodiments convey awareness information such as presence, location, and movement. In this case, it is very difficult to tell the telepointers apart, and therefore it is common for color to be applied in order to make it easier to distinguish the cursors. However, even in this scenario, the embodiments provide far less information than what is available from a real body in face-to-face collaboration. In order to address this problem, we propose that information-rich embodiments can provide much more awareness information by applying ideas from multivariate information visualization. The second study examined information-rich embodiment in a real-time multiplayer video game. We implemented rich avatars in a groupware version of the Space War video game. In the game, players fly ships in a 2D universe, shoot at other ships, try to avoid planets, and dodge bullets. 11 participants played the game, twice weekly over an 8-week period. The rich ship avatar was constructed beginning with a simple triangular shape. Color is applied to represent teams. Shape is used to express experience levels. Opacity of the ship represents the damage level. Size is used to represent the amount of time the ship has managed to stay alive. The line width of the avatar represents the shield strength. The avatar is then divided into sub-areas to show engine heat, gun reload state, the player's gender. Secondary glyphs outside the main embodiment are added to show kill score and death score, player name, and communication status. Results from interviews and questionnaires show that participants did use the encoded variables to identify and recognize other players. In the initial version of the game, the embodiments were simple and showed only basic information, namely teams. In this scenario, a player cannot tell the other ships apart, or who they may be. With the introduction of the information-rich avatars, the players were able to more easily recognize other ships and players. For example, here's the ship on the blue team belonging to the fairly well-experienced male player, Geach. Similarly, the addition of rich embodiments to Space War also allowed the participants to better characterize other players. This was important when people had not had experience with another player. From the rich avatars, a player was able to gather enough information about another ship in order to characterize it. For example, this player is well experienced, and has accumulated a positive kill to death score. Also, they have managed to stay alive for some time, therefore this is probably a good player. This ship has just respawned, and has already taken a lot of damage. The player has not achieved any kills, and is unexperienced. Thus the ship is an easy target, and the player is obviously a rookie. The Space War study revealed the potential of rich embodiment. In order to further investigate, we carried out a third study that tested rich embodiment in a canonical groupware setting, a shared drawing tool. A custom shared drawing application, called Grouper, was built for the study. Embodiments in Grouper take the form of a rich telepointer that display 10 different items about the user, their actions, and their application state. 18 participants participated in a study in which groups of 3 users collaborated on 4 sketches. As in Space War, participants in the Grouper study used the rich embodiments to aid in recognition. The visualization found on the telepointers allowed the users to recognize the real person behind a telepointer and to differentiate between participants during the session. Characterization in Grouper works somewhat differently than in Space War. In Grouper, characterization was used much more for awareness of current activity. Brush color, current tool, and stroke width, for example, allowed the participants to characterize what a person was currently doing.